Good afternoon. This is Passionate Bliss, and I wanted to begin my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, Starting out where it is. I'm not going to go backwards, I'll just start where it is. What I wanted to address at this point was Porsha and Shamea's relationships. I love these two as friends. They were hilarious, they were adorable, they were harmless, they were fun loving, they were just living life to the fullest together as best friends. I halfway suspect they were lovers. I halfway suspect that they were in love with each other. Um, but I have no proof of that. Can't claim that. But I feel like a lot of that is floating along beneath the surface. I definitely know that they did a lot of dirt together. I know that they are holding secrets for one another. And up to this point, they have been willing to respect that, even though the friendship broke down. My opinion of their friendship, I do feel that um, Portia was selfish. She showed up appearing to be selfish frequently in her friendship with Shamea, but Shamea allowed it and seemed to love and adore Portia anyway. Um, I do feel like Shamea was hoping to have Portia bring her in on the show so that she could have that platform because she wants to sing, she wants to do all these other things, and it's a weird situation between them because each of them, I believe, would like to have the other's life. I believe that Portia would love nothing better than to be a pampered housewife, completely cared for by an endlessly wealthy man, which is what Shamea has, and just have his kids and be his wife and dote on him. I think Portia would love to do that and nothing more. Um, I think she got on the Housewives of Atlanta when she was married to a football player who did not have as much money as Shamea's husband have. But when she got with Simon, who had more money than her football ex-husband, she quit working. She quit every job he asked her to quit. She had Dish Nation, she had the Housewives of Atlanta, and she quit both of them to be his wife. So I feel like Portia would like Shamea's life, and Shamea would like Portia's life. And so they keep trying to cross paths into each other's lane and swap destinies, but it's not going to happen. Um, Shamea wants to be Portia. Portia wants to be Shamea. And I think that's where some of their friction lies, but they were able to love each other through that. And their friendship has been adorable and really fun and lighthearted, and it was a joy to watch. I do think that Portia wanted Shamea on the show as a friend, not as a full time housewife, because I believe that statement she said to her was true. Why do you have to have what I have? You have it all. Actually, you have the life I want, which she would not say. So she doesn't really understand why Shamea wants this, why Shamea can't let her have the housewife platform on her own, and she wanted her on the show as a friend. I believe Shamea when she says that Portia told her, "I don't want you on there full time," and I do believe that. But at the same time, she's not gonna fight or block her. But Portia doesn't understand why Shamea has to have this too. You have everything else. Essentially, you have everything I want, and so Shamea was hurt by that, but she doesn't understand that because I don't think she realizes that Portia would love to have her life. But all she sees is Portia having a good time, being cute, being out front, being popular, but does not realize that Portia would actually like to have her life, and that's the real reason Portia did not want her full time on the show with her. Not that she didn't love her, not that she didn't respect her or her friendship. She just felt like, girl, you got it all. Can I have this at least? And so I think that that's not something that they have ever voiced to one another, or even if that they're even conscious of it. But just from the outside looking in, that's what I see happening in the dynamics of their friendship. But I feel like they do enjoy each other as people. I feel like they love each other very much. But I also feel like Shamea is being pushed by her mother to right the wrongs that she feels that Portia's mother did to her. And I never knew for the longest time what the beef was that happened between Shamea's mother and Portia's mother. I just knew that Shamea's mother bought Portia's mother business when it went up for sale. And I know that that was a source of agitation for Portia's mother. But I have no idea why that woman would want to do that. Because when a woman does that, that's personal. She meant to hurt you by doing that. So I know that Shamea's mother had an issue with Portia's mother. And then I've heard Portia allude to what happened between our mothers in the past. And they never mentioned it until this past week. Um, but I said to myself, for her to go out of her way to hurt Shamea's mother by purchasing her business that went under, and they were supposedly friends, I said, Porsha's mother must have done something to her that we're not aware of, and we don't know what it is. But I always thought to myself, I would not be surprised if there's a man at the bottom of this somewhere. Because these are both attractive women, both accomplished women, both businesswomen. And why would she make a move like that to hurt her friend when she's supposed to be this big Christian? So I felt like, I don't know what it was, but Porsha's mother did something. And I would not be surprised if a man was at the root of it. So finally it came out last week when Shamea did not hold the secret anymore, because I felt like Shamea always knew that if she brought that secret forward, it would end her friendship with Porsha. But it seems like Porsha is not forgiving her like usual, and that the friendship is over anyway. So Shamea wanted to get this out on the table, and she finally put it out there on the TV for us to know. And sure enough, it was a man sitting at the bottom of it. How did I know there was a man sitting at the bottom? Shamea finally tells us that what happened in their friendship is that Porsha's mother attempted to sleep with Shamea's father, who was at the time married to Shamea's mother, and that the father turned her down. And for this reason, Shamea's mother developed a vendetta against Porsha's mother for that reason. Porsha says she had heard the rumors before. She asked her mother. Her mother was flabbergasted, didn't know where that came from or what it was about. So, me knowing men the way I do, I feel like this is what happened. And this is just based on, I've seen this happen to people I know in my life. The man hits on his wife's friend. The wife's friend turns him down, said, don't you ever do that again. One instance I know of, she slapped the man's face and said, don't ever do that before I tell your wife. Or in another instance, the friend said, I'm going to tell your wife what you did. Now, this has happened to two different people I know. The man made a pass at the friend. The friend gets upset about it and rejects him. So the man went back in both cases that I know personally. The man went back and told the girlfriend in one instance and the wife in the other, your friend tried to come on to me. She don't need to be your friend. You don't need to have her around. These are the kind of friends you got. She came on to me and I turned her down. I know personally in my everyday regular degular life with regular degular people that this is a man's MO when he's afraid that your friend is going to come back and tell you on him, and to cut it off at the pass and get ahead of it, he will go and tell you that your friend came on to him, your friend always liked me, your friend been flirting with me for years, so that he can break down that friendship because now she has ammunition against him. Honestly and truly, I don't know Porsha. I don't know her mama. I don't know Shamea. I don't know her mama. I feel like that's what freaking happened. I feel like Shamea's daddy came on to Porsha's mama. Porsha's mama told him off and never mentioned it again. Was not going to upset her friend. Was not going to say anything. Was not going to tell her anything. And she never mentioned it. And all this time, he goes back and tells this lie. And Shamea's mother has got a vendetta against Porsha's mama. And she passes it on to her daughter. And these two are, I think, trying to have a friendship outside of that, because at the end of the day, it had nothing to do with them. So I felt like they attempted to have a friendship and did have a friendship in spite of what happened between their parents. But of course, the mother's always going to be salty on Porsha because she came from a woman to try to sleep with her husband. And she probably was always trashing Porsha behind her back. And because Shamea's mother tried to buy her business, Porsha's mother was probably trashing Shamea and her mother behind their back. And it finally got to the point where the friendship was corroded and broken down until all this has now bubbled to the surface. And these two women are fighting their mother's battles from the past. And a man is sitting at the root of all of it. And I really wish that Porsha and Shamea could have gone to some type of friendship counseling to save this friendship. But Shamea seemed like she don't like counseling at all. And I feel like, honestly, Shamea has been acting out and causing divisions in the group. A lot of it is stemming from the pain of losing Porsha as her friend. I think it is stemming from the pain she's having with fertility, the pain she's having with wanting to be independent from her husband and him not wanting her to be independent. He don't want her having no type of romantic scenes as an actress. She's trying to have a music career. It's not going the way she wants it to go. I feel like Shamea is having a lot of disappointment right now and a lot of pain and loss. And her daughter has health issues. She has a lot on her and she will not get any counseling. And I think it's bubbling over into her friendship, into the friendship group. And at this point, Shamea is inappropriate in the friendship group. She's starting beef with everybody. Beef with Angela, beef with Porsha, beef with K. Michelle. And she's trying to have some kind of alliance that's not going to work because this is Porsha's show. This is Porsha's platform. Porsha is a stabilizing cornerstone of this show. You're not going to come in here and set up a camp, which is why she brought Kelly in. Kelly came in the door starting beef about a marriage that has nothing to do with her when her own is falling apart. She came as some kind of minion of Shamea's to attack Porsha. And I have to understand her presence ever since. We can do without her. She's negative. She's stupid. Her reads are not funny. She's got struggle financially. We came to the Housewives of Atlanta to see luxury, to see spoiled, pampered housewives. I don't need to see her struggle story. You came in the door struggling, you know. Everybody else came in the door rich and had struggles. You came in the door struggling. So I really don't understand why Kelly's there. Kelly can leave at any point. Let's see. Who else? She tried to have K. Michelle. And her K. Michelle came in with Porsha. And that's the winning team. That's the team to stay on. One thing about Porsha, this is why I like Porsha. Porsha is lighthearted. She's carefree. She's funny. Her reads are good. Her jokes hit. She's, you know, got one of the best backsides in Hollywood, in Atlanta, you know. And, you know, she's a good time every time. Porsha does not start drama unless the drama comes to her. When Porsha does drama, it's because somebody else started it. So I can appreciate Porsha. And I do like her. She's one of my favorites. My new breakout favorite is Angela Oakley. Angela Oakley reminds me of Nene with her reads. And I see that Bravo really appreciates her. And I see that she on the photos is taking center stage. So she's one of the main characters. She's an anchor for the show. Her reads off the dome are just immaculate. She's funny. She's beautiful. She actually is a wife. Her husband does love her and appreciate her. And he respects her as well. And he is only on this show because she asked him to be on it. So y'all who think that he does not like his wife, you just letting me know that you're not very perceptive individuals. He got an attitude. He's grouchy. He's funny. He loves his wife. If she got a problem, she tell him about it and he fixes it. He's only on here to support his wife. And so, I do actually like her. I do like her husband, and I do like their relationship. And Angela's like one of my favorites. But you know, Shamea is here starting beef with Angela. She got beef with Porsha, and she had beef with K. Michelle for a little bit. She tried to steal K. Michelle's friendship away from Porsha, but K. Michelle said she didn't want to follow Porsha. You don't have to follow anybody to be on the show. And I think Shamea was behind a lot of the beef that K. Michelle had. She had K. Michelle acting like a bird, crying, talking about people are against her, and won't name who the people are and who started it, who told it. I mean, it was ridiculous. She was looking like a bird. But I see she's gotten over that and she's let it go. And that's for the best. Because starting a rivalry with Porsha for no reason is not going to win you success on this show. And it's counterproductive. But nobody likes it. We want y'all to be having fun, shade. We want y'all to be supporting each other's events and projects. We want y'all to use your platform to launch your businesses, you know. And at one point, it seemed like Shamea was trying to get Pinky to go against the group. Pinky got put in her place real fast by Angela. That was hilarious. And she's come around. I feel like Shamea's little crew that she had set up to rival Porscha's is breaking down because they're tired of it. Nobody wants to feed on that negativity. And really, Shamea needs to let it go too. I hope they find a way to let it go, to come back together and get back to being, you know, the fun side of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Fun shade, you know. supporting one another. And I feel like yeah, they've gotten lost somewhere with that, and Shamea is the catalyst, and I feel like everybody else is trying to make amends and get back on the same page of healing and unity and getting along. Even her minion Kelly is trying to get along now, because it's tiresome to be having an attitude and be mad all the time, and spending that kind of energy with negativity. Nobody wants to live like that, and Shamea needs to let it go. But she wants everybody to be upset with Porsha because she's upset with Porsha, when really she should have worked it out. But I don't understand why Porsha was not forgiving her as well. But anyway, I guess it's not for me to understand. But that's my commentary so far on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And another episode is coming out tonight, and I will have a video for you tomorrow. But this is my first intro to where we are and where we're going. And let's see how things work out. Let me know who your favorite housewife is, and let me know why. Again, subscribe, like, share, hype up the video if you can. That being said, y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them all real.